When I first watched Halloween when I was younger, I admit, I was a little disappointed. Where was all the crazy stuff, like explosions, insane kills? What was this dude all about?
Go ahead, Lonnie.
Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
But on my most recent rewatch, and subsequent marathon and most of the rest of the series, I now realise I was a dumb kid. Nowadays, we may be so conditioned in the view that most horror films have to be big and flashy. And in crediting this as one of the first slasher movies ever made, it's easy to come to this film with misguided expectations. John Carpenter's Halloween isn't about spectacle or the deaths, it's about suspense and atmosphere. And this is in part created thanks to this guy. No, this guy. In the first film, Michael Myers is terrifying, and therefore became a horror icon. But as I watched each following movie, I found this fear of mine very quickly dissipating. In part due to the quality of his mask gradually decreasing for some reason, as well as the overall filmmaking. But mainly one crucial reason. It's because from my point of view, Michael Myers is misunderstood. Michael Myers is a monster with no remorse, one determined and destined to destroy anybody once his eyes are locked into a target. What makes him so scary is there's practically nothing to him but pure evil, and he's always watching. It's the sense of dread and tension created from this emotionless, unpredictable figure. He has no seeming rhyme or reason, and that was essential. So then why does every following movie up to 2002 attempt to give him one? When we definitively give more dimension to once again a monster, or try and make him out to be a layered, tortured soul, it completely removes the intrigue and ignores what was key to the original movie. So the sequel's first mistake was making Michael and Laurie Strode related. Michael Myers and Laurie Strode being brother and sister completely damages what he stood for, which was nothing, and therefore completely rejects the effectiveness of the original. These were random acts of violence, and therefore we project ourselves and connect to Laurie Strode because she could have been any of us. This change is unexciting, it's obvious. It'd be like, say in the 8th Star Wars film, they explained a pivotal character's backstory as they had definitively come from nothing, but now an efficient, capable Jedi. Which regardless of your opinion on this, is something new and unexpected within the Star Wars universe, and therefore poses to the audience that anybody can be a Jedi. And then in the 9th movie they scrap all that and tell us that this dude had sex, and that the little kids watching, mate, Star Wars ain't real, you're an idiot, you cannot be special. This family dynamic plotline is then made pivotal throughout Halloween 4, 5, and 6. Each film has this tedious insistence of connecting every main character to the Strode family in some way, once again posing an intent of familial revenge onto Michael Myers, making him much less scary for an audience and much more lame. Like, let it go, Michael. Come on. But the worst offender of them all is specifically Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, my least favourite of what I've seen of the franchise so far. A movie where Paul Rudd is creepier than Michael Myers.
Steven? Like that name? Yeah, I think it suits you.
Halloween 6 attempts to explain the whole reasoning behind who Michael is as a character, something which completely misses the point of the original.
Michael Myers, as a child, was a victim of an ancient cult curse which requires him to kill his entire bloodline.
First of all, what? Second of all,
Boring!
you gave yourself more work in writing a backstory, dumb as it may be, and made the whole experience less effective. What are you doing? We got more than enough of a glimpse into who Michael Myers is and was in one of the greatest horror opening scenes of all time, that poses so many questions to us as an audience, allowing us to project whatever we want onto this character. This abundance of over-explaining and needing to add unnecessary expansion to a narrative is a disheartening trend when it works to a character or film as a whole's detriment. For another Star Wars example, part of the appeal of Han Solo is the mystery to him. Why do we need his origin story? Why do we need to know how he got his name?
What's your name, son?
Han.
What?
I'm alone.
Solo.
Thanks for making him less cool. Michael has no motive. That is the secret ingredient of the first. He's a relenting force that is never going to quit, and we don't know why, and that is what's so terrifying. The sense of dread and the unexpected. With a motive, he has an end goal. Without it, he's seemingly unstoppable, just as Halloween's perfect ending suggests. He could be out there, anywhere, and after anyone. Maybe even you. And don't just take it from me.
You know, terrorism is random. It's soft targets. That's the whole idea. It's like you don't expect it. I think the fact that you don't expect this, that you have no idea, there is no rhyme, reason, anything, is what makes it terrifying. There's no vendetta, there is no ulterior motive. It is just pure evil.
And then once you've got that down, you've also then not got to make him out to be a joke. I'm looking at you, Resurrection. You know what you did. Now I ain't gonna lie, in the first movie Michael could be a bit of a goofy goober, but killing a dude with a tripod? Getting kung fu kicked out a window by Busta Rhymes? Not my Michael Myers.
Look how they massacred my boy.
The original Halloween was written very quickly, shot very quickly, and with a budget of just $300,000. These limitations and therefore simplicity and small scale is to me so essential as to why the first film works and where all the others fall flat. The direction was simple, but deeply compelling and purposeful. The continuous use of tracking shots were mainly for efficiency, but undoubtedly add to the voyeuristic nature of the film and paranoia of being watched by this scary ass dude. The music was simple, but also the most banging thing I've ever heard, and also used appropriately and effectively. Carpenter knew when to let moments breathe, unlike some other entries, and not constantly spam a billion fake jump scares with obnoxious sound effects. The editing was simple and restrained. If we compare these two kills and their build-up from the first and Halloween 6, both take a significantly different amount of editing to tell their story. One patient, gradually showcasing Michael's horrifying strength and his victim's struggle and eerie demise. The latter using so many cuts to compensate for what they're showing us being actually kinda lame. A woman doesn't know her own way around her garden? What? And an axe to the head is probably more brutal than one stark stab to the chest, but it's how they're both portrayed in execution. One deeply chilling, the other, I don't even know what they were going for. Sometimes you just gotta kiss. However, some of the sequels are okay. Some are camp as hell, and some maybe just aren't for me. I'd say they all have their moments, but what none of them are truly able to create like the original is genuine fear. The sequels had a hard task, because to be honest, Michael wouldn't be that interesting of a character if he acted just as he did in the first. He would become tired very quickly, even though without it he did as well, lol. But this further demonstrates why really only the first one truly works, and is so hard to replicate. It's a one and done thing dependent on suspense, but obviously they couldn't just do one because motherfucking money! But shouldn't a sequel at least try and capture the same essence of its predecessor? I'm sure some will argue they did, but for me these fundamental changes to its main antagonist completely misunderstand what made Halloween so deeply effective. Or at least do something so radically different while of the same quality and remaining entertaining. Which is why Halloween 3 is my favourite of the whole series, because it isn't a Halloween film. Michael Myers ain't even in it. It's a completely separate new story, but one hella fun, wild ride. So if you're gonna take anything away from this, watch Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Just treat yourself. And also, next time you're renewing a classic horror villain, ask yourself, is making them have a baby with their teenage niece in line with the original source material? Because that's what made them iconic, and most importantly, scary in the first place.
The baby is yours, isn't it? Isn't it, Michael?
Thanks for watching, happy Halloween.
Skadoosh.